Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something straight from the heart. In a world full of mixed signals, games, and confusion, when you find someone who shows these behaviors, that's when you know you found the one. See, everybody talks about love like it's a mystery, but real love, the kind that lasts, shows itself through actions, not promises. When someone brings peace instead of chaos into your life, that's the first and clearest sign that you found someone special. Peace isn't loud, it doesn't demand attention, and it doesn't come wrapped in fireworks. It's quiet, steady, and calm. It's the way they speak to you when you're upset, not to win an argument, but to understand you. It's the way they listen without interrupting, how they bring comfort without you having to add. You start to notice that when they're around, your shoulders relax, your heartbeat slows down, and suddenly the world feels a little lighter. That's what peace feels like. And when someone gives you that effortlessly, it means something deep. A person who truly loves you doesn't create storms in your life. They help you survive them. They don't test your patience with mind games or disappear to make you miss them. They stay consistent because their goal isn't to control your emotions, it's to protect your heart. When you find that kind of person, you stop feeling anxious about what's coming next. You don't wake up wondering if they'll call, if they still care, or if they'll show up. You just know they will. That sense of security is what separates real love from emotional confusion. Peace also means you can be yourself without fear. You don't have to pretend to be stronger than you are or hide your insecurities. When you're with the right person, your flaws don't scare them away. They make them love you harder. They don't judge your past, they focus on building your future. They don't remind you of your mistakes, they remind you of your worth. That's how peace grows. It's built on acceptance, not perfection. It's also in the small moments, the silence that doesn't feel awkward, the laughter that comes easily, the way they hold your hand like they're grounding you to reality. Peace isn't dramatic. It's in the stability they bring. You start noticing that life feels more balanced when they're around. They don't take away your independence. They just make you feel stronger in it. Their presence doesn't demand attention, yet it changes the whole atmosphere. See, anyone can make you feel excited for a while, but it takes a real one to make you feel safe forever. Peace doesn't mean life will be perfect, but it means you'll have someone who helps you find calm even in the middle of chaos. That's rare. And when you meet that person, you realize you don't want drama anymore. You don't crave arguments just to feel alive. You start valuing peace like oxygen, and they become the air you breathe. So when you meet someone whose energy settles you, whose words heal instead of hurt, and whose presence feels like home, don't take it lightly. That kind of peace is not found every day. When someone gives it to you naturally, that's not luck. That's love in its purest form. That's when you know you found the one. When someone's presence makes you want to be a better version of yourself, it's a different kind of connection, one that transforms you from the inside out. You start realizing that real love isn't about changing who you are to please someone. It's about growing because you're inspired by them, their energy, their mindset, the way they carry themselves. It all pushes you to rise higher. They don't pressure you to evolve. They make you want to. You begin to notice that you think differently when they're around. You handle situations with more patience. You speak with more kindness, and you start dreaming bigger. That's what the right person does. They awaken something powerful inside you that you didn't even know was there. This kind of person doesn't try to fix you. They accept you, but they also believe in your potential. They see strength in your weakness, beauty in your scars, and purpose in your pain. And because they believe in you, you start believing in yourself. They'll remind you that you're capable of more than you think, not through lectures, but through the way they show up for you. When you fail, they don't say, "I told you so." They say, "I know you'll get it right next time." That type of encouragement isn't loud. It's powerful. It builds you quietly until you start to stand taller without even realizing it. When you're with someone who brings out your best, you naturally start shedding bad habits and negative patterns. You stop wanting to argue, to prove points, or to win battles that don't matter. You start valuing peace over ego, communication over pride. You learn that love isn't about control, it's about collaboration. You want to give more, love deeper, and live more honestly because being around them makes you feel safe enough to do so. They don't make you feel like you need to compete for their attention. They make you feel like you already matter. The right person challenges you in gentle ways. They don't settle for your excuses, but they don't judge you either. They hold you accountable because they see your greatness. You'll notice that you start chasing your dreams again, not because they told you to, but because they reminded you that you could. They celebrate your wins like they're their own, and even when you doubt yourself, they refuse to let you give up. Their love becomes a mirror that reflects your best qualities back at you until you start seeing them for yourself. When someone brings out that kind of growth in you, life starts to shift. You start waking up with more purpose. You laugh more, stress less, and carry yourself with quiet confidence. That's the power of being with someone who believes in your light. They don't dim it. They help it shine brighter. That's how you know this isn't just attraction, it's alignment. When love inspires growth instead of fear, when it pushes you forward instead of holding you back, that's when you realize you've met someone who's truly the one. When someone respects your boundaries and your dreams, that's when love becomes real. It's easy for people to say they care, but real care shows up in how they treat your limits and your ambitions. The right person doesn't make you feel guilty for needing space. They don't take offense when you say no. Instead, they understand that love without respect is just control in disguise. When someone values your boundaries, they're showing that they honor your individuality, that they see you not as something to possess, but as someone to protect. That's the kind of love that lasts because it's rooted in mutual understanding and trust. Respecting your boundaries means they know how to communicate without crossing lines. They don't raise their voice just to be heard. They listen to understand. They know when to give advice and when to just be there. They never make you feel small for expressing what you need. They understand that boundaries aren't walls to keep them out. They're doors that help both of you grow in a healthy way. And when you see that kind of maturity, it's not just comforting, it's rare. That's how you know this person is different. Then there's your dreams. The right person will never make you choose between love and purpose. They'll push you to chase your goals, even if it means you'll be busier, even if it means they have to adjust. They'll celebrate your victories, not compete with them. When you talk about your dreams, they won't change the subject. They'll ask how they can help. They see your ambition as a part of who you are, not as a threat to the relationship. And that kind of support, it's priceless, because too many people fall for someone who loves their softness but can't handle their strength. The one who's meant for you will love both. You'll notice that with this person, you never have to shrink yourself. You don't have to dim your light just to make them comfortable. They'll encourage you to shine brighter. They'll remind you that you're capable of doing great things, and they'll stand right beside you while you do them. Even when you doubt yourself, they'll be the ones saying, "You've got this." That's how you know their love is genuine. It's not about keeping you close, it's about helping you fly. And when conflict arises, as it always does, they handle it with respect too. They don't assault, they don't belittle, they don't weaponize your weaknesses. They remember that love isn't about being right, it's about being kind. They can disagree without being cruel, and that's what makes the bond unbreakable. When someone respects your boundaries and your dreams, they're saying, "I see you, I value you, I want to grow with you, not against you." And that's the kind of behavior that doesn't just mean they love you, it means they're truly the one. When someone stands with you even when the world turns away, that's when love proves itself. It's easy to find people who will walk beside you when everything looks good, when life is comfortable, when success surrounds you, when smiles come easy. But the real test of love shows up in your hardest seasons, when life feels heavy and uncertain. The right person doesn't run when things get tough. They stay. They don't disappear when you're down, they get closer. That's the kind of loyalty that speaks louder than any "I love you" ever could. You see their strength when your world starts to shake. They don't try to fix everything, but they make sure you never face it alone. When the world doubts you, they remind you who you are. When everyone else stays silent, they defend your name. That's real love, not built on convenience, but on commitment. It's not about being there when it's easy. It's about choosing to stay when it's hard. And when you find someone who does that, you stop questioning their intentions, because their actions already answered every doubt. Standing with you means more than physical presence. It's emotional presence too. It's the way they check on you when you're quiet, how they sense when something's wrong even when you don't say it. It's how they bring calm when you're breaking, how they listen without judgment. They don't turn your pain into a burden. They treat it as something sacred, something they're willing to help you carry. That's when love becomes real, when someone is there not just for your laughter, but for your tears. Life has a way of revealing people's true colors. When the money runs low, when mistakes are made, when dreams fall apart, that's when masks fall off. The ones who only wanted your shine will fade away, but the one who's truly meant for you will stay through the darkness. They'll hold your hand when you lose your way and remind you that even broken roads can lead to beautiful destinations. You'll feel safe knowing that no matter what happens, they won't abandon you when you need them most. This kind of loyalty doesn't come from obligation. It comes from love. It's quiet, steady, and unshakable. They don't need recognition or applause for standing by you. They do it because they care. They see your flaws, your failures, your moments of weakness, and still choose you. That choice means everything, because love isn't about finding someone perfect. It's about finding someone who never stops choosing you, even when things get messy. When someone stays through your storms, they're not just showing love, they're showing character. They become your anchor when life tries to pull you under. And when you look back one day, you'll realize that the one who stood beside you in your hardest moments was never just a partner. They were the one your heart had been searching for all along. When love feels safe, not confusing, that's when you know it's real. The kind of love that brings peace to your mind instead of questions to your heart. That's what everyone deserves. You shouldn't have to wonder where you stand with someone who truly loves you. You shouldn't feel like you're walking on eggshells, afraid that one wrong word will change how they see you. Real love doesn't play games. It's steady, it's calm, and it brings a sense of security that no temporary thrill could ever match. When someone's love makes you feel safe, it's because they've chosen honesty over manipulation, patience over pressure, and understanding over ego. When you're with the right person, confusion disappears. You don't have to decode mixed signals or chase reassurance. They make you feel wanted without you having to beg for it. You don't stay up at night overthinking their words because they say what they mean and mean what they say. That's how safety and love looks. It's built through consistency. You know they'll show up, not because you ask them to, but because that's who they are. That kind of reliability creates peace in your soul. Love that feels safe also gives you freedom. You can express your feelings without fear of being judged or dismissed. You can show your vulnerabilities without being made to feel weak. You don't have to wear a mask or hide your pain because they make you feel seen, not just for the good parts, but for all of you. You realize that love isn't supposed to hurt or confuse. It's supposed to make life easier, not harder. You breathe deeper, laugh louder, and walk lighter because you're not carrying the weight of uncertainty anymore. The right person will never make you question your worth. They'll never use silence as punishment or affection as control. They'll communicate, not confuse. They'll make it clear that they want you in their life, and their actions will match those words. When love is safe, you stop worrying about losing it because you trust that it's built on something real. You trust that they're not here out of convenience. They're here because they choose you every day. Safe love isn't boring, it's peaceful. It's the kind of love where small things matter. The text that says, just checking on you, the way they listen when you talk, the way they make sure you feel secure even in silence. It's soft but strong, simple but deep. You don't have to question it because it feels right. It's not dramatic or unpredictable. It's stable, loyal, and pure. When you find love that makes you feel safe, hold on to it. Because in a world where too many people mistake chaos for passion, peace is the real proof of love. When their presence calms your heart instead of confusing your mind, that's not just love. That's the one you've been waiting for. When someone's actions match their words, that's the moment you realize you found something genuine. Talk is easy. Anyone can say the right things when the lights are on and the mood is good. But it takes real character to follow through, to do what you said you would, even when it's inconvenient, uncomfortable, or unnoticed. When someone consistently backs up their promises with effort, you stop doubting and start trusting. Their consistency becomes the quiet language of love. You no longer have to analyze every text or overthink every silence because their behavior speaks with clarity. When words and actions align, That's when love